need to make it happen. You only have X number of days. And now you have a true fighting chance.
I've been using Ozonics for about 11 years now. It's changed the way I hunt, because it's creating a barrier between you and the deer, which allows them to continue on their everyday pattern. I can prove time and time again on how well it works.
I cannot say enough. I know you've seen me do this before, but this little thing right here, this Ozonics, I just can't say enough. I will never go into the woods without that thing.
There's a hunt I want to refer back to. We're hunting the edge of a cornfield. We had found a cedar tree with another tree right behind it. We were only probably 8 foot off the ground. We looked over to our left, the wind's blowing just to our left, and there's a buck walking down the edge of the corn. Wind's hitting him right in the face and literally walks through like nothing's happening. And with the conditions, there's no viable reason that that should have happened. The only reason why he wasn't aware was because I had my Ozonics in the tree. So that night, we didn't see the shooter buck. So we went in there the next night. Lo and behold, that same buck comes right down the edge of the field. The wind's blowing the same direction, hitting him right in the face. He stops and he's rubbing on corn stalks and everything else, literally right downwind, has no clue we're there, but he goes right on by. And later that evening, last light, I look up and that buck comes walking up the other way, and here comes another buck, and I knew right then it was the buck that we were after.
Yep, that's him.
That other buck, because he was literally carefree, didn't have a worry in the world. He did not alarm any other deer in the area. The other deer steps out. Just because of that deer right there not being alarmed, that was literally the most important part of that hunt project as far as me being successful, because had that deer got alarmed, there's no chance we would have probably saw another deer that night. Your time spent in the stand is pretty valuable. And it's not always about the deer you do see. What about the deer you don't see? If you're having opportunities at deer and you feel like you're in the right spot, but the wind's blowing wrong and you don't have an Ozonics, there's a good chance that the deer you don't see are smelling you before you can see them.
Had good luck with it?
Hell yeah. I am true 100% believer in MS.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've had my aha moments many a time on those things.
That's awesome.
Well, I feel like when I get in a tree now and I check, like, turn it on and everything, I feel way more confident that I still pay attention to my wind, but it's like, if something were to happen, like this deer comes from somewhere I didn't expect it to come from,
yeah,
I have way more confidence that that deer is not going to pick me up.
All right.
The number of deer you're currently seeing is nowhere near what you could be seeing. Because to match wits with a ghost, you need to become one. And the only way to do that is to slip past this. Enter the Great Olfactory Equalizer, a patented, proven scent neutralizer, the world's most effective human odor eliminator, Ozonics. It doesn't mask or block your scent. It chemically alters it at the molecular level and renders it undetectable to game, scientifically transforming deer you wouldn't normally see into ones you do, generating a wall of charged oxidant that stops the spook and silences the snort. It makes you undetectable, and the science behind it is as undeniable as the results. You simply see more deer with Ozonics.
More opportunities. It's what every hunter wants. More close encounters, more chances, more in-your-face experiences.
First thing I do, I get my stand, is get that set up.
I wasn't sure how good it was going to be, if it was going to work at all. Literally never been picked off.
Isn't that something?
Never.
I would never go hunting without it.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a turkey hunting too. The turkeys aren't going to bother, but it's the deer that are there that are going to spook the turkeys away.
Absolutely.
Ozonics' patented technology is designed to eliminate a deer's #1 defense, its nose. And in the process, you get exactly what you're looking for. More opportunities. It's the only product that continually introduces odor-destroying ozone into your downwind airstream. Start creating more opportunities for yourself with Ozonics.
So Jeff Altoff here with Homegrown Outfitters and Love the Grind TV. We own, manage, and design farms all across the Midwest, from Kansas to here in Wisconsin. So we use Ozonics to stay undetected, remove scent as a variable, and allow our hunts to play out as they otherwise would have. So when we go into the field, whether it's us or our clients, we're typically going in with a cameraman or a family member, and we rely on one Ozonics unit per person hunting. So typically, we're relying on 2 Ozonics units when we're going hunting. Look at this thing. Unbelievable. We have farms of all different sizes, ranging from 20 acres up to 500 plus, and it's not the size of the farm that dictates how we enter the field, it's the technology. And regardless of what farm we're going in to hunt, we're using Ozonics and we're creating an advantage. So in this hunt, I'm going into a destination food source. I got multiple bucks on my hit list that could show up, but with them and hunting a destination food source early in the year, you get a lot of deer that start piling out. So we really relied on the Ozonics systems to make sure that not just the deer that we're hunting don't detect us, but the other deer don't blow our hunts first. Deer start piling out, gets a little bit closer to dark. We got 2 big bucks that come out, of course, from behind us. Typical big bucks come in, enter the food plot, downwind. We got 8-9 mile-an-hour wind out of the north, blowing directly at those 2 bucks. This is why we use Ozonics units. This is why we believe in Ozonics. We're watching them, observing them. Ultimately, I decide to pass on the bigger scoring buck and take the more mature 8-pointer. It's a buck that we know, 6.5-year-old buck. Anytime you get a 6.5-year-old buck and a 4.5-year-old buck downwind of you while you're bow hunting 40 yards away and you're able to fool them, it doesn't matter what anyone says, the technology works. Watch him. I think he's gonna go down. You see him, don't you? Let me see some light. Oh, he is piled up. Look at the size of that guy. Wow. Anytime you get cold temps with good food plots, you get a lot of deer that pile into these plots late in the year. So we rely on the Ozonics units anytime we go into the field, especially late in the year when you can see upwards of 50 to 100 deer in one plot.
The number of deer you're currently seeing is nowhere near what you could be seeing. Because to match wits with a ghost, you need to become one. And the only way to do that is to slip past this. Enter the Great Olfactory Equalizer, a patented, proven scent neutralizer, the world's most effective human odor eliminator, Ozonics. It doesn't mask or block your scent. It chemically alters it at the molecular level and renders it undetectable to game, scientifically transforming deer you wouldn't normally see into ones you do, generating a wall of charged oxidant that stops the spook and silences the snort. It makes you undetectable, and the science behind it is as undeniable as the results. You simply see more deer with Ozonics.
In the past 2.5 years, I don't think I've been busted in the tree.
Wow.
Scent block. I love it.
They come in left and right, all over underneath me. Doesn't matter which way the wind blown, even if the wind isn't favorable. Yeah, that helps, man. Yeah, it's a game changer.
They can't figure it out.
Yeah,
And it's not. You're at 20 yards when you're not removing all the human scent. It's enough to make them, and I'm telling you, once that wind turned back, I watched my thermosol smoke roll back at that point. Those deer went right back to being like nothing ever.
isn't that crazy?
Our greatest R&D source is our end user. It's the hunter. Hunting and providing us with real-time feedback about what could be improved.
We went from selling, just a couple thousand units, and now we have a few 100,000 units out there. Within our systems, there's different things that we knew potentially we could do better. The 600 is a quantum step.
This is a complete redesign from the ground up. This is 17 years that culminates in what I would call the pinnacle of scent control in the hunting industry. There's nothing better, more effective than this unit I'm holding in my hand right here.
What Ozonics has instilled in me is confidence. More confident as a hunter, more confident in my shooting. I don't even think about the wind when I go in the woods. I know a lot of people that are watching this will probably be like, you got to think about the wind. And I thought that once too.
If you're a bow hunter, it's your best insurance policy.
It's literally instilled another level of confidence that a lot of people won't believe. So I've literally put it in my pack everywhere I go. And I'll continue to do that because I've had a lot of successful hunts. I mean, it is proven, like I said, it is 100% confidence.
You take a week out of your life, you save up for these type of hunts, and then you go on them. You want to know that that outfitter is going to do everything he can to help you be successful, to give you opportunity. They can't control the wind, they can't control the weather. And so, but Ozonics takes that wind factor out of play. You can't control deer movement. You can't keep a deer from walking downwind of you. But Ozonics takes that out of play and in turn creates two things. One, it maximizes existing opportunity, meaning that if you've got that buck there already, and if that doe's gonna drag him by, but they're gonna drag you downwind, you've taken that out of play, and you're giving the maximum amount of opportunity for that situation. But it also creates opportunity that didn't exist before. A lot of products can maximize opportunity. Very few can create opportunity, and Ozonics creates those opportunities because prior to Ozonics, there's just places you simply can't hunt. When I hunt in a hard-sided blind, I create a situation like a fireplace in your living room. If you open the flue and you do it right, the smoke goes out and you can have a fire in your living room and not smoke yourself out. It's about airflow. Same thing in a hard-side blind. I create airflow. We set our Ozonics in there, so because our odor is naturally going to go where the opening is. We create airflow through the blind, and then we ozonate that exit area where our odor's going to ensure that animals that walk behind us don't get us. Out in front of us, we were good in that setup, right? If they come from the front, the left, or right in front of us, we're perfect. But if they come from behind us, not so good.
We got a couple does down the end. We got our Ozonics on the backside.
because we're going to have our windows open on the front, pushing the north wind through.
In the rut, the bucks are going to follow the does, period. And those does were feeding in that field most of the day. They would come down and bed for a little while, 3-4 hours, then they're going to get up, they move back to a food source for a while. It's cold, they need the energy. And I look to my left down the tree line and I catch movement out of the corner of my eye. And I look and there he is, right at 10, 12 yards downwind of us from behind is a big mature buck.
The number of deer you're currently seeing is nowhere near what you could be seeing. Because to match wits with a ghost, you need to become one. And the only way to do that is to slip past this. Enter the Great Olfactory Equalizer, a patented, proven scent neutralizer, the world's most effective human odor eliminator, Ozonics. It doesn't mask or block your scent. It chemically alters it at the molecular level and renders it undetectable to game, scientifically transforming deer you wouldn't normally see into ones you do, generating a wall of charged oxidant that stops the spook and silences the snort. It makes you undetectable, and the science behind it is as undeniable as the results. You simply see more deer with Ozonics.
In the past 2.5 years, I don't think I've been busted in the tree.
All over underneath me, doesn't matter which way the wind's blowing.
I'm never bow hunting out. And yeah, my buddy was like, I'm buying one tomorrow. Right. Like, I didn't know you had one. Like, I'll never not own one. Yeah. And that's all I had to tell him.
I look to my left down the tree line, there he is, right at 10, 12 yards downwind of us from behind a big mature buck. One of the windows on that blind that I didn't open was the window I needed to shoot, so I've got to get the window open.
Oh, man. Come here, Will. Congrats, man. Oh, that's awesome. Dude. Come here, Will. Thank you, girl. She's like, why y'all been taking so long? Beautiful buck. There he is. Heck yeah. Smoked him. It's incredible, first off, what you can do from a strategy standpoint when you utilize Ozonics, and what you can do with a piece of property and not burn it up, because you want to give them the best opportunity to harvest an animal.
Yeah, not only that, just keeping pressure off the ground. You know, the less deer that smell us, the better off we are. So, absolutely, man. Congrats. Great deer, buddy.
Can't thank you more.
Yeah.
2 + 2 always equals 4. Ozone in the right amount of concentration and for the right amount of time will always reduce, alter, or destroy human odor. And that's what we've proved over and over and over again. And for me, like I said, I get in a tree and I watch it work, and it still to this day amazes me 15 years later.
The number of deer you're currently seeing is nowhere near what you could be seeing. Because to match wits with a ghost, you need to become one. And the only way to do that is to slip past this. Enter the Great Olfactory Equalizer, a patented, proven scent neutralizer, the world's most effective human odor eliminator, Ozonics. It doesn't mask or block your scent. It chemically alters it at the molecular level and renders it undetectable to game, scientifically transforming deer you wouldn't normally see into ones you do, generating a wall of charged oxidant that stops the spook and silences the snort. It makes you undetectable, and the science behind it is as undeniable as the results. You simply see more deer with Ozonics.